But the truth of the matter is that travellers make up 1% of the population, and they contribute to 10% of the young male suicide death statistics.
My husband committed suicide. He was only 32 when he committed suicide, and I had 3 children. My eldest was 12, 10 and 5, and that's 11 years ago, and still there was no explanation why he ever done it, and I don't think I'll ever know.
If someone dies with cancer, you can go into that family and everyone like that around them and say sorry, but when it comes to suicide, the families themselves are so hurt, people kind of takes a step back.
Within the travellers, there's that kind of a shame kind of a thing, you know, don't be seen that you're going mad or you're trying to do this or that.
Talking about the problems, they kind of tend to see that as a sign of weakness, and that's not something that they want to betray.
So they won't talk about
They won't talk about them at all.
Because as with travellers, men, it's a shame for a man to be depressed to say, oh, he's mad, whatever, you know.
Suicide is much higher in travelling community in men, and like unemployment is very, very low with travelling men out there.
And when they try and look for a job or they try to do something like that, there's automatically, you have to hide who you are.
For a minute to hear you're a traveller or you're living in such an area, you're automatically gone, that's it.
When travellers try and go out to work or try to go to college and stuff like that, you're stepping away from the protection of your community.
And name calling is a very kind of big thing in travellers as well. I think sometimes I've seen a child coming in crying or a teenager saying such a one called me names. Well, it's very hurting.
When you step outside of the community, all you're doing is you're faced with people calling you a load of names, and then you say like, what's the point, like, do you know? Do you never hear the expression, like someone walked on your grave? Yeah. That's what that's what it's like. That's the feeling that you get. It's like someone walked on your grave. It's just very creepy, and not
In a bad way.
Not in a bad way. It's just basically that
it kind of made you open and look at something differently. And like we were here as well. There was 2 or 3 people came crying out of that room, and to be honest with you, I was afraid to go into it. And that was my first time in it there this morning. It was just a fear of, I don't know. I'm glad that I done it now.
Yeah.
I was looking at that girl Nessa's mother, and she talking about the dress, and you could see the grief coming out through it. And I think if the young people saw that they realise that the people that are leaving behind, that I know they're trying to take their own pain away, but the people's left behind is left devastated.
Where I work upstairs, we're given, as Kevin says earlier, stats, numbers. In here you actually see the real lives, the faces to them numbers.
The mother writing in the letter, talking about how she was only 14, and then she'd be talking about little bits about her, and then she'd say, did I mention she was only 14? And then at the very end of it, then she was like, Rebecca, who'll forever be 14. And that just it eats away at you, because as he was saying, like, it's a person.
Yes, I agree. It's really kind of, it impacts you. It's really kind of surreal. The thing is, when it packs up, is that going to be forgotten about?
If we don't approach this now, it'll just continue.
We're coming out and we're talking about it more because of where we work and what we're doing ourselves. So you're getting people out there to talk about it more. So I think travellers are opening up. And I think with the exhibition just coming, I think sometimes people can be a bit frightened. You don't know what to expect. Yeah. So I think it holds people back. Yeah. But now we see the exhibition, we know what it's about, we know what's in the room, we know what's displayed. I think it's a good way of getting travellers. They should be involved.
I think the way that Mary is saying there, the way the travellers are all in groups today now, they're all sites in every big town. And somebody in them sites, there's always somebody that come ahead, took their own life. And I think it'd be good bring it around different areas or different counties, because it's badly needed.
It could get bigger, it could travel all over. I think it's a very good exhibition because you go in there, you can actually touch and see, and you're seeing real things that people donated. And I think that's where I'd love to see travellers probably in the future. And I know several people didn't talk about suicide, travellers don't talk about it enough. I would love to see some traveller donating something to represent travellers in that room.